Yeah, morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? So Python was introduced long back in the year 1989. More than 30 years ago, it was introduced, but why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom, right? Reasons which makes it Python suddenly super popular, right? So Python has got Python has most of the people are migrating towards Python. Most of the people are migrating towards Python. Most of these developers or programmers are migrating towards Python because of its very less code. Because of its very less code, right? Simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programming languages, all the features we see here in Python. Multi-programming features. All the programming features. That's why we call Python as a hybrid language. Hybrid language because it has got the features of all the other programming languages. Okay. Interactive mode. Interactive mode. We can easily interact with the Python statement by statement. For every statement, it provides response, right? Interactive mode given by Python. For each and every Python interactive mode, right? For every Python statement, it provides response. For example, in the bottom search panel, if I'm typing CMD, if I type Python here, right, this Python version will be displayed and Python interpreter gets opened. Any valid Python statements, any valid Python statements, 12 into 5, x as 10, y as 4. No need to define the data types also, right? What is x value? What is y value? What is x plus y? What is x minus y? X into y. What is x by y, right? Everything you can. X into 2, 10 into 2, 10 to the power of 2, 10 square. X equal to hello. X into 3, hello into 3. X into 5, hello into 5. X into 7, hello into 7. This way, right? Any valid Python statements you can type and you can check how simple the Python statement, right? If you want to come out of this, say quit. Okay. So interactive mode given by Python means we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages. Wide varieties of applications, we can develop today by using Python. Wide varieties of applications means automation applications, web applications, gaming applications, graphical applications, scientific applications, numerical applications, embedded applications, networking applications, desktop applications, CAD applications, audio video applications. In this way, wide varieties of applications, any kind of applications you can develop today by using Python because of its hybrid features. Many built-in libraries, many built-in libraries, many built-in libraries, 89,300 inbuilt modules. inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got, right, for different environment. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different environment. Means whatever domain or whatever environment you are from, whatever domain or whatever environment you are from, right? Python has got a module for it. If you're from networking or testing or for data science or big data or graphics or databases, any background, Python is providing modules for it. Thousands of modules, not only for computer applications, electronics, civil environment also, right? Python has got modules for it. And it's a general purpose. We call Python as a general purpose programming. It's not purpose based. It's not for a particular purpose. Means there are some programming languages that were performed only for particular purpose, only for scientific application, only for mathematical applications, only for business applications. But this is for all the purposes. For all the purpose, that's why we call it as general purpose programming. General purpose programming language, right? Any kind of applications we can develop. It's a high level language. It's a high level language. Python is a high level language. It's a low level languages. Low level language, they are not understandable. And it's a portable, means the code can be carried from system to system, right? You can carry the portable, platform independent, right? Platform independent, machine independent, we say, right? It can run on any machine and any hardware, any operating system. Interpreted language. Python is a interpreted language. Interpretation, statement by statement execution is going to happen, right? Statement by statement we are going to execute. Statement by statement execution, right? Yes. Interpreted language. Platform independent, interpreted language, portable, high level language, general purpose. Mainly programmer friendly programming, user friendly, we can say, or programmer friendly, user friendly programming. Yes. So why Python is so popular today? All of a sudden, why Python is suddenly super popular? Why Python is suddenly super popular means because of its very less coding, not even one-fourth coding as compared with other programming languages. Simple syntax is given by Python, multi-programming features, interactive mode, wide varieties of applications we can develop, many built-in libraries, general purpose programming. It's a high-level language, portable, platform independent, user-friendly programming. Next. So before I go with the actual Python installations, other things, right, you need to know something about the Python versions. Python, the first Python version, 1.x version, it was released in the year 1989. Python 2.x version, Python 2.x version released in the year 2000. Python 3.x version released in the year 2000. The version what we are using currently is the 3 version, which was released in the year 2008, almost 16 years ago, right? This 3 version was released. Still we are using the 3 version, Python 3, right? Latest version of Python. Latest version of Python. Python 3.12. Latest version of Python, Python 3.12. Stable version of Python. Stable version of Python, right? Yes. Python 3.11 is the stable version. Means stable version is nothing but mostly used version. Stable version of Python 3.11, mostly used version, right? Yes. Sorry. Okay, now the Python installation. Python installation, right? Before I install Python, go to the start programs, settings, apps, scroll down to this bottom of this page, right? Python 3.12. Python 3.12 is that version what we have installed. I'm uninstalling this. Before I go with the installation, I'm uninstalling Python from the system. Okay, Python is providing different software for different environments. For Windows, for Linux and Mac OS. For Linux, no need of any special installation, right? For Linux, no need of any installation. Python comes as inbuilt within the Linux machine. So no need of any installation for Python within the Linux machine. But for Windows and Mac OS, we need to install Python. For Windows, again, Python is going to provide two softwares. For Windows, Python is providing two softwares. Means for 32-bit and for 64-bit. For 32-bit, if your Windows is a 32-bit Windows, Python is providing 32-bit Python software. If your Windows is a 64-bit, if your Windows is a 64-bit, then Python is providing 64-bit Python software. So two softwares provided by Python, right? How will you check whether your Windows is 32-bit or 64-bit means? If you go to this file explorer at the bottom, file explorer, you can say, here you can see this PC, right? This PC, just right click and say properties. This PC right click and say properties. What it is saying? 64-bit operating system. What it is saying? 64-bit operating system. It is saying 64-bit. It is saying 64-bit operating system. If it is 32-bit, you are supposed to download 32-bit Python software. If it is 64, you are supposed to download 64-bit. Okay. If you're using older version of Windows like Windows 7 or Windows 8, you're supposed to use that 32-bit. But Windows 10, Windows 11, right? 64-bit operating system. Now I'll show you, right, how to download Python. How to download Python, right? The official website for Python is python.org. www.python.org. Python.org is the official website from where we can download Python, from where we can install Python, right? Say enter python.org. This is the official website for Python, right? Yes. Go to the downloads, all releases. Go to downloads, all releases. Downloads, all releases. Downloads, all releases, right? Looking for a specific release. Once you click this all releases, go for looking for a specific release. Looking for a specific release, right? Yes. Go for Python 3.12.5. Click this 3.12.5 is the latest version, right? August 6, 2024, right? Just like 2 weeks ago, it was released. 3.12.5. All the Python versions you can see from the last 20 years, right? The latest version is this 3.12.5. Okay, scroll down to the bottom of this page. Scroll down to the bottom of this page. Right. Windows installer 32-bit, Windows installer 64-bit. We can see this Windows 32 and Windows 64. Both are available. Windows 32-bit and 64. If your Windows is a 32-bit, select this. If it is 64-bit, select it. So it's a 64-bit OS, right? So just click this 64-bit OS. Your download started here. You can see here your download started. One download in progress. Just 25 MB of size. Just it's a 25 MB of size, right? Yes. Just 25.3 MB of size, this Python. Go to the downloads folder and click this exe file. Click the exe file, right? Yes. Before you go with the installation, right? Click add Python to path. So just like Java programming, other programming stack, we no need to set the path here. Directly, if you select it, no need to set the path manually. Automatically, your Python path will be added to the path variable of OS. Okay, just add Python to path and go for customize installation. Go for what? Customize installation. And click next. Go for customize installation and click next. Here it is showing you the installation location. Here also nothing to select. Installation location it is asking where you want to install, right? So where it is getting installed by default in C, in users, in Dell, in app data, local programs, Python, Python 3.12, right? Where it is getting installed in C, users, Dell, app data, local programs, Python, Python 3.12, right? Instead of this very big path, tomorrow if you want to locate Python where it is installed, right, you need to enter into all the subdirectories, users, Dell, app data, local programs. So instead of that, keep your mouse before this Python 3.12 and remove all this. Remove this big path. Python 3.12. Just say see Python 3.12. So just in the C drive, Python 3.12, a folder is going to be created automatically. Into that folder, this Python is going to get installed. Just say install, right? It just take 30 seconds to install Python, right? That's it. Yeah, it's almost done with the installation. Once it is installed, let us check whether it is successfully installed or not. Okay, close it. Now, whether it is successfully installed or not, go to that search at the bottom search panel, type CMD and say enter, which will go to the command prompt. Now just type Python here, just type Python and say enter. It has to display the version that you have installed and this 3 arrow symbol, right? You can type any valid Python statement here and ask 6 plus 3, 15 into 7, x has 10. What is x? What is y? What is x plus y? X equal to Ajay, y equal to Kumar. If I say x plus y, Ajay Kumar, it gives, right? Yes. In this way, any valid Python statements you can type and check. If you want to come out of this, say quit. Okay. Yes, Python is working fine. It is installed properly, right? So this is what Python installation. Just go to this python.org website. In that, go to downloads, select Python 3.12.5 and just download and install it. Python execution modes. Python execution modes. 2 modes of executions. Two modes of execution. Two modes of execution. First is interactive mode. Second is like batch mode. Interactive mode means just now I discussed. Here we directly type Python statements. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter. Here we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python. So we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. The main advantage of this interactive mode, if it doesn't know about any Python functionality, you can type and check what output it is going to provide. Based on that, you can easily analyze. To check the functionalities of Python, and to learn Python. to check the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. So we directly type Python statements on the interpreter and the user can easily interact with Python statement by statement. To check the functionalities of Python and to learn Python. Batch mode, right? Here we write set of statements. Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs. Here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs and save it by using .py extension. So for developing applications in Python, this interactive mode won't work. We cannot work with interactive mode. For developing applications in Python, it is only for learning Python and for checking the functionalities of Python, right? But to develop applications, we need to go for batch mode. Here we write a set of statements, batch of statements within the editors or IDs. I'll say what do you mean by IDs? And save it by using .py extension. Save it by using .py extension. And later submit to Python. Save it by using .py extension, later submitting to Python. Okay, what are the various editors? What are the various editors? Various editors. What are the various editors where we can write the Python code? Various editors, right? Right. Like Notepad. Within the Notepad, within the Edit Plus. Within the Notepad, we can write the Python code. Within the Edit Plus, we can write the Python code and create a .py file. VI for Linux environment. Nano editors. These two are for Windows environment where we can write the Python code. These two are for Linux environment. Various editors. And what are the various IDs? Various IDs supported by Python. Various editors and various IDs supported by Python. Various IDs means like the integrated development environment. Integrated development environment, right? Yes. Yeah. PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, PyCharm, PyDev, Komodo, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, right? VS Code, PyCharm, PyDev, Commodore, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans, Jupyter Notebook, and VS Code. You may ask why these many IDs for Python? Why not one or two IDs? Because Python is used for different environments. Different environments are using different IDs. Different environments, they are using different IDs. Right? So for data science, Jupyter Notebook is mostly preferred, and Spider is mostly preferred, right? Spider and Jupyter Notebook are mostly preferred for this. And even for big data environment also, right? Even for a big data environment, Jupyter and Spider is mostly preferred. For typical web applications, PyCharm is the mostly used IDE and VS Code is the mostly used IDE. So in this way, different environments, they are using different IDEs. Different environment. Python is mostly used in different environments, right? Different environments, they are using different IDEs. So in our course, I'll be discussing on how to work on different IDEs, right? Like PyCharm, Spider, Jupyter, VS Code, all these things. Among all these IDEs, which is the mostly used IDE, which is the mostly used IDE for Python is PyCharm. PyCharm is the mostly used IDE. How to download this, how to install these things, step by step, I'll be showing you how to download and how to install these IDs and how to work on these IDs. Okay. Developing the first Python application. Developing the first Python application within a editor. Example like Notepad. Developing the first Python application within a editor, right? Yes. Example like Notepad. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. Open Notepad and type the following Python statements. As of now, we didn't discuss. As of now, we didn't discuss anything about Python. Okay. Open Notepad and type the following. As of now, we didn't discuss anything about Python statements. So just I'll take two values, 10 and 20. And I want to perform some kind of arithmetic operations, x plus y, x minus y, x into y, and x by y. X plus y, x minus y, x into y, and x by y. So these things I'll just copy to a separate notepad file. I'll copy this to a separate notepad file, right? Just type notepad and within this notepad, paste these statements and save it. File, save. And here, just to go to the C drive, I'm creating a separate folder, Python 7am batch. Python 7am batch, right? Within this Python 7am batch, and just save this. sample1.py. Sample1.py, right? Save. Okay, now just I've written some Python statements, some addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? Now I written within the notepad and saved it as sample1.py, right? Save as sample1.py. And now submit this file, and now submit this file to Python. Python as how we are going to submit this file to Python, right? Just to go to the command prompt at the bottom search panel, type cmd and just type Python here. Just type Python and specify the path where your file is available within the C drive, within this Python 7 a.m. batch. Within the Python 7 a.m. batch. Within that sample1.py. Say enter. 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. So these are the Python statements. So 10 plus 20, 10 minus 20, 10 into 20, 10 by 20. So in this way, right? We are going to submit the Python statements. Okay. But here, what is your observation? But here, we are writing the code. Where you are writing? We are writing the code at one place. We are writing the code at one place. Where you are writing the code within the notepad and executing the code other place. We are writing the code at one place and executing the code at the other place in the command prompt. But to write and execute at the same place. But to write and execute at the same place. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE. We are writing the code at one place and executing at another place. We are writing in command notepad and we are executing at the command. But to write and execute at the same place, we have IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment, which comes along with Python installation. Which comes along with the Python installation. Using which we can write and execute. Using which we can write and execute at the same place. We can write and execute at the same place. So I'll say how to open this IDLE and how to write and execute at the same place. So at the bottom search panel, type IDLE, right? And say enter. You'll get this Python shell gets opened in this way. Python shell gets opened. If you want to work with interactive mode, any valid statements, 5 plus 2, this way. But I doesn't want to work with interactive mode. I want to work with batch mode. File, new file, you can say. Here itself we can write your code. Here itself we can execute the code. X as 10, Y as 4, print X plus Y, print X minus Y, right? Print X into Y and print X by Y. Yes. File, save. Within the C drive, just Python 7 AM batch, right? Yes. Sample2.py, right? Run, run module. So 10 plus 4, 10 minus 4, 10 into 4, 10 by 4. Writing the code and executing the code here itself, right? Yes. Writing the code and executing the code. Fine. So, and just see, you can see how simple the Python statements, like normal English statements. You have taken two values, you are performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Writing here itself and executing the code here itself. Run module, right? Okay, fine. Understood, right? In the today's session, just I was briefing you about these things, right? Yes. So Python, what are the has got very less code, simple syntaxes, multi-programming features, wide varieties of applications we can develop, many built-in libraries, general purpose programming, high-level language, portable, platform-independent, interpreted language, and user-friendly programmable. I showed you like just it hardly takes 1 minute to install Python. Python modes of execution, right? Interactive mode, batch mode, interactive mode, and batch mode, right? So here we write set of statements within the editors or IDs, save it by using .py and later submitting to Python. We can write within this editors and IDs. Later I discuss about the IDs once we are done with a little bit of technical content. Developing the first Python application within an editor like Notepad. Right within the Notepad, save it as .py and submitting to Python. Instead of that, within the IDLE itself, we can write and execute the code, right? So this is the course content that I'm going to discuss, right? Python basics, history, applications, features, Python operations, modes, data types, constants, comments, type conversions, escape sequences, operators in Python, different types of IDs in Python, flow control statements, looping statements, strings in Python, collections in Python, Python lists, Python tuples, Python sets, Python dictionaries, functions in Python, models in Python, packages, errors and exception, file handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, database connectivity, Python date and time module, OS module, advanced concepts like iterators, generators, closures, decorators, graphic programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to this data science, Python pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib. 30 topics in brief, right? Apart from that, Django will be covered. People who wants to go for Python full stack, Django framework in brief with 15 to 20 applications, creations, and UI technologies, right? HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript in brief, and MySQL database. For Python, we'll be spending nearly 70 hours. 2 months is the course duration. 6,000 is the course fee, right? And for Python full stack, right now, we'll be discussing Python core, Python advanced, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Django, Flask, REST API. All this will be covered. The fee structure is 12,000 for this. Fine. 4 months duration will be that for this Python full stack. For only Python, it's 2 months duration. And as I said, daily 1 hour class will be there. And once for the first 1 week, the classes will start at 7 o'clock in the morning. later after 1 week, right? It will be at 6 to 7 in the morning, right? So tomorrow also people can attend the session, same time at 7 o'clock using the same link to see more discussion on this, right? What happens internally when we define some variables in Python, how they are getting stored, how to print their address, value, everything, right? So tomorrow we can just I'll be going with the technicals of Python. We can check it how the training levels. Any queries you have got, anyone? Okay.
Hi, sir. Will you able to give a overview of fast API also, sir, at the end?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So fine. So I'm stopping for okay. Some other query was asked. Is it not 7 a.m.? So just once I'm saying it. First 1 week it will be it starts at 7 o'clock. After 1 week, the timing of this batch will be 6 to 7. Most of the students, right, as request made by the students, right? 6 to 7, they'll be attending the classes, and people who are going to the jobs, they'll be going to the jobs, and those who are going to the colleges will be going to the colleges. That's the reason, right? 6 to 7 it will be. Yes. First 1 week, it starts at 7 to 8. Later it will be at 6 to 7. Right? Yeah. Any other queries, sir? Yes. Fine.
So, 7 o'clock, is there any other batch, sir? It's going on.
No. This is as of now, right? Student, the request made by the students, right? That's why it was just changed to 6 o'clock, 6 to 7.
Okay.
And so 7 p.m. in the evening, there is a batch starting from this Thursday. From this Thursday, there is a batch starting right at 7 p.m. in the evening, IST timing. Okay. So I'm stopping for here. We'll continue tomorrow more discussion on this, right? Thank you all for your time. Thank you.